Hello students, in this module we have to learn about what is machine learning. So first of all, let's take a look about the agenda or a particular learning objective. So what type of things we have to learn over here? So here in this particular module, we have to talk about machine learning use cases. In other words, you can also understand like machine learning use cases. Second thing we have to see about based upon a machine learning process. After, we have to discuss about how to become a machine learning engineer, also companies using machine learning techniques or the machine learning technology similarly look like artificial intelligence domain. And at the end, we have to discuss about pattern recognition. So let's start with the first thing, and that is based upon a machine learning use cases. Also, you will get an idea look like a machine learning application. So basically, machine learning are applied in the field of image processing, robotics, data mining, video games, text analysis, and healthcare. Also, many more domains are already available in the field of the machine learning technology. So let's get idea about one by one in a step ways. So let's start first of all with the first thing, and that is the image processing. So how machine learning can helpful in particular domain of image processing. Some of important application of image processing in the field of science and technology include the computer vision, remote sensing, feature extraction, face detection, forecasting, optimal character recognition, fingerprint detection, optimal sorting, augmented reality. It's also known as AR, also virtual reality VR. It's also similarly to look like that one. Microscope imaging, link departure cautions, image tagging and recognition, OCR. So lots of popular applications are available with the image processing in the domain of machine learning technology. After talking about the image processing, next domain that is based upon a robotics. So how in the field of the robotics, machine learning can helpful. Machine learning helps robot with dynamic interaction and obstacle avoidance to maintain productivity. Data with the help of the artificial intelligence and machine learning both help to robots to understand physical and logistical data patterns to be proactive and acting accordingly to their programming. So that's how machine learning can also gives lots of benefits in field of robotics. Second application, if you can see over here in a robotics, that is a car manufacturing. So nowadays, with the car manufacturing, the KUKA robotics company is much popular with the machine learning and artificial intelligence with the domain in part of the hardware of robotics. After talking about robotics, next application is based upon a data mining. So, the data mining is the process of uncovering patterns and finding anomalies and relationships in large data sets that can be used to make prediction about future trends. It is primarily concerned with discovering patterns and anomalies within data sets, but it is not related to the extraction of data itself. So that's how data mining is again one of the important part of the data science and the artificial intelligence. So that's why here we have to talking about some anomaly detection. Again, anomaly detection, this type of stuff is also part of the machine learning. Next application or the next use cases, it's based upon a video games. So how machine learning or artificial intelligence can helpful in the game domain. So the most publicly known application of machine learning in game is likely the use of deep learning agents that compete with professional human players in complex strategy games. There has been a significant application of machine learning on games such as Atari, ALE, Doom, Minecraft, StarCraft, car racing, Pokemon Go. So there is lots of games are available nowadays on a on a Play Store that is based upon artificial intelligence and the machine learning. Next application that is based upon a text analysis. So let's talk about the text analysis and how it can relate it to the some sentiment analysis or some social media platform. Text analysis is also known as text mining. It is the process of automatically classifying and extracting meaningful information from unstructured text, and it was involved detecting and interpreting trends and patterns to obtain relevant insight from data in just a few seconds. So you already know what type of the social media platform is available like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Skype. and there is lots of LinkedIn is there and many more Tinder. So lots of applications are available in a social media platform to do some analysis based upon a sentiment analysis. So after talking about this all application, now we have to talk about the last use cases, and that is based upon a machine healthcare. So now we have to evaluate the things like how healthcare is important with the machine learning. So if we are talking about the current scenario, or if we are talking about the 2019 to 2020, 21, so still the 106 startups are transforming healthcare with AI. Today, machine learning is helping to streamline administrative processes in hospitals, map and treat infections, disease, and personalize medical treatments. It can also be used to demonstrate and educate patients on potential disease pathways and outcomes given different treatment options. So that's how we have to talk about the six main applications based upon the machine learning, or also use cases of machine learning. So first we start with the image processing, then we talk about the robotics, where KUKA robotics can do some hardware and software both with the machine learning type of techniques. Then we discuss about the anomaly detection or anomaly systems based upon a data mining. In video games, we have to talk about like how Pokemon Go and Doom and many more games are available that is based upon a machine learning and artificial intelligence. In text analysis, we have to talk about like how Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter are based. We can able to do some sentiment analysis. And in the last healthcare, we already know nowadays lots of startups are available based upon a healthcare, and they are also using machine learning things. So in the next session, we have to learn about the machine learning process. Let's start to discuss about machine learning process. Basically, machine learning process should be worked within 7 steps. So let's start it with the first thing related to the machine learning process. The machine learning process involves building a predictive model that can be used to find a solution for a problem statement. To understand machine learning process, let's assume that you have been given a problem and that needs to be solved by using machine learning techniques or the machine learning formula. The problem is to predict the occurrence of rain in your local area by using machine learning. The steps are followed in a machine learning process. So here, let's talk about the step number one, or the process, how to start the process. So step one, or the part one, is based upon a defined objective. At this step, we must understand what exactly needs to be predicted. In our case, the objective is to predict the possibility of rain by studying weather conditions. At this stage, it is also essential to take mental notes on what kind of data can be used to solve this problem, or the type of approach you must follow to get in the solution. So that's why whenever we have to talk about the defined objective, at the same time we have to work upon a problem statement. After completion of step number one, now we have to talk about the step number two. Step number two, that is based upon a data gathering. At this stage, you must be asking such a question like what kind of data is needed to solve this problem? Is the data is available? And also how can I get the data? Once you know the types of data that is required, you must understand how you can derive this data. Data collection can be done manually or by web scraping, because sometimes we have to take in data from the website. That's why. However, if you are a beginner and you are just looking to learn machine learning, you don't have to worry about getting data. There are hundreds of data resources are available on the web, and you are easily download the data sets and you can go ahead with that particular one. So, coming back to the problem at that hand, the data needed for weather forecasting includes the measures such as humidity level, temperature, pressure, locality, whether or not you live in a hill station or etc. Such data must be collected and stored for the analysis as well as. So, after talking about the step number two, now it's time to talk about the step number three. And step number three, that is based upon a preparing data. The data you collected is almost never in the right format. You will encounter a lot of inconsistencies in the data set, such as missing values are there, redundant values are there, duplicate values, and etc. Many more type of the impurities are available in a data set. Removing such inconsistencies is very essential because they might lead to wrongful computations and prediction. Therefore, at this stage, you scan the data set for any inconsistencies and you fix them, and there you can done the same thing. So that's how in a preparing data part you have to work with the data, and at the same time your hands should be dirty to work with the data. Next step, or the in this process, the next part, that is based upon a data exploration. You can also understand this part as exploratory data analysis. Grab your detective glasses because this stage is all about diving deep into data and finding all the hidden data mysteries. So here we have to find out some inside edge from our data sets. EDA, or the exploratory data analysis, is the brainstorming stage of the machine learning. Data exploration involves understanding the patterns and trends in the data. At this stage, all the useful insights are drawn and correlation between the variables are understood. For example, in the case of predicting rainfall, we know that there is a strong possibility of rain if the temperature has fallen low. So such correlations must be understood and mapped at at this type of the stage. So whenever we have to work with the exploratory data analysis or the data exploration at the same time, we have to given some more concentration to develop some exciting visualization and also find out some inside proper information. After completion of this step number 4, now we are going to talk about the step number 5, and that is based upon a building a model or building a machine learning model, because now it's time to coming to make some machine learning model. So all the insights and patterns derived during the data exploration are used to build the machine learning model. This stage always begins by splitting the data sets into two parts: training data and the testing data. The training data will be used to build and analyze the model, and the logic of the model is based on the machine learning algorithm that is being implemented. In the case of predicting rainfall, since the output will be in the form of the true, for example, if it will rain tomorrow, or false if no rain it's coming to tomorrow. So we can use the classification algorithm such as logistic regression, because logistic regression are working as a binary classifier. So we can get an idea if the output will come, so rain will come. Otherwise, if output will zero, so rain will not come. So that type of stuff you can make it in based upon a logistic regression. Choosing the right algorithm depends on the type of problem you are trying to solve, the data set, and the level of complexity of the problem. In the upcoming sections, based upon different topics, we will discuss the different type of problem that can be solved by the machine learning techniques. After discussing about the step number 5, now it's time to talk about the step number 6, model evaluation and optimization. So let's talk about what type of stuff we are able to do in this part. After building a machine learning model by using the training data set, it is finally time to put the model to a test. The testing data set is used to check the efficiency of the model and how accurately it can predict the outcome. Once the accuracy is calculated, any further improvements in the model can be implemented at this stage. Methods like parameter tuning and cross validation can be used to improve the performance of the model. Also, grid search technique and random search type of techniques are also used to find out some proper accuracy or some proper optimization. So that's how we can complete the step number 6 based upon a model evaluation and optimization. And at the end, now we have to talk about the step number 7, that is based upon a prediction. So let's see what type of stuff we are able to do over here. Once the model is evaluated and improved, it is finally used to make prediction. The final output can be a categorical variable or the continuous variable. When we have to work with the categorical variable, at the same time we are having some condition based upon binary classification like 1, 0, true, false, yes, no, that type of thing. Or also it can be happen within some continuous quantity. For example, the predicted value of stock, or also the weather condition like how much weather can coming tomorrow. So in our case, for predicting the occurrence of rainfall, the output will become a categorical variable like rain will come or not. So that was the entire machine learning process. Should start from the defining objective. At the same time, we can work upon a problem statement. Then we have to struggle with the data, so that's why data gathering. So we have to collect the data at the same step. Now we then we have to talk about the preparing the data, like how and which format of data we want. After we have to find out some insight. After getting insight, we have to spend some time based upon machine learning model making. Then we have to go with the evaluation and optimization, and at the end we have to coming with the prediction, like we are getting some output or not. So that's how machine learning process should be worked within this seventh step. In the next session, we have to talking about some real world thing related to how to become a machine learning engineer. Let's talk about how to become a machine learning engineer. Machine learning engineers are sophisticated programmers who develop machines and systems that can learn and apply knowledge without any specific direction. So let's simplify that one first of all. So you are getting better idea how to become a machine learning engineer. Also, we have to talk about if you want to become a machine learning engineer, so what type of things you have to develop in your own, in your thinking level. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about some basic things, and then we are going with the some thing and technical word as well as. So they are enthusiasts, like machine learning engineers are the enthusiast computer programmers, but their focus goes beyond specifically programming machines to perform specific tasks. They create programs that will enable machines to take actions without being specifically directed to perform some those of the tasks that is designed by machine learning algorithm. Well, we already know that the data science team is always coming with the full of ideas, because whenever you are talking about how to become a machine learning engineer, so as well as data science term is also very important are there, because the data science and machine learning are not having some long differences are there. There is they are having some similarities are there. Okay, so that's why we have to also understand about like how data science as well as should work. Okay, so the team of the data science is always coming with the full of ideas, and you have to make sure that no technology is limited them. As good and customizable as the current machine learning frameworks are, sooner or later your teammates will have interesting use cases that is not achievable with any of them. So well, not with the standard APIs, but when you dig into that internals, tweak them a little bit and mix another library or two, you make it possible. So you abuse the frameworks and use them. They're full of the potential things, and that requires the both extensive programming and machine learning knowledge, something that is quite unique to your role in the team as a machine learning engineer. And even when frameworks provides all you need programming wise, there still might be issues with the lack of computation power. Large neural networks take a large amount of time to train. This precious time could be reduced by an order of magnitude if you use GPU frameworks running or powerful machines. You are the one to scout the possibilities, see the prospects and also the concepts of various cloud options, and choose the most suited one based upon that one. Also, we have to talk about what are the highlighted things related to the machine learning engineer jobs. So, researching new technologies and implementing them in machine learning programs, finding the best design and hardware to use when building the robot or computers. Also, we have to developing the tangible prototypes to show the stakeholders, also putting the machines throughout the various tests to ensure the function are working as planned or not. So the first and the most important role to create the artificial intelligence product for the team, as well as when this is achieved, when we are able to create a machine learning models of our own. So for that we have to understand about some responsibility that will taken by machine learning engineer. So first responsibility is that as a machine learning engineer, we need to able to study some prototypes and then transform them into the applications. Second thing, like it's related to the like we have to able to design and build our own machine learning systems. Third responsibility is that we have to be in position of machine as a machine learning engineer, where we put in some research to find the appropriate algorithms and tools necessary. Fourth thing, yes, we will be developing machine learning application based upon what's we required. The next responsibility is again depends upon what is important is to select the right data set and to find the correct data representations method. We also need to run machine learning tests and experiments to keep improving on our implementation for the use case. And last responsibility is again depends upon like we need to train the system for top notch accuracy, but sometimes you will have to retain them again based upon the changes of the requirement. Well, sure, now it's time you are easily getting idea about like how to become machine learning engineering, a machine learning engineer, and what are the responsibility are. Once you start the learning and begin cracking the basics, it's very simple, and time by time you are getting some better idea. So here, if you can see, I had just only written over here some of the important things. It's related to the technical term related to the machine learning engineer. Like you have to have good command based upon understanding data, also interpret and regulate the data. Like how to you can do some work based upon a data preparation. Okay. So here, what 6 or 7 topics I've written over here, that is again depends upon a machine learning process. Because if you want to become a as a good machine learning engineer, at the same time you are having some good experience with the good machine learning process. So that's how things are remaining over here. After getting idea about how to become a machine learning engineer, next we have to talk about which companies are using machine learning. So then you are getting an idea. So which companies are also requirement for machine learning engineer or the artificial engineer. Okay. So the number of opportunities is exponentially growing, and this is amazing because you will be trending when you are a machine learning engineer, and you will be a really well paid as well as. So in India, that the salary of machine learning engineer or the data scientist, it's around like 50 to 60K per month. But if you are going to outside of India, like USA or the Germany or another country, so you are getting some good amount of salary per month in terms of more than $1 lakh. So it's amazing, are there? So everyone from Apple to Uber, Facebook to Salesforce, all these big players in the market are on a constant hire spree, and they are big dollars as well as investing in the machine learning technology. Next up on this, like we already talk about like how to become machine learning engineer, so we can get some more idea about like how to join these companies as well as. So there are already so many fields impacted by the machine learning, including education, finance, computer science, and so much more than are there. So I'm not able to find out everything in this one single slide. But if you can find out like how many companies are working in a machine learning, so you are getting more than 500 plus companies in terms of the MNCs. Also the local startups nowadays in India, the many more local startups are running in the section of like in the Bangalore, Mumbai, and as well as in Delhi. So nowadays some small cities are also coming with some startup with the machine learning technology or the artificial intelligence technology. So that's how this session is ended over here. In the next session, we have to talk about pattern recognition. Let's talk about pattern recognition. Patterns are recognized by the help of algorithms used in machine learning. Recognizing patterns is the process of classifying the data based on the model that is created by training data, which then detects patterns and characteristics from the patterns. Pattern recognition is the process which can detect different categories and get information about particular data. Some of the application of pattern recognition are voice recognition, weather forecast, object detection in images, etc. So recognition is again one of the important application of the machine learning. So also let's talk about the feature of pattern recognition. So there are 4 features are available in a pattern recognition. First is the pattern recognition learns from the data. Second is automatically recognize patterns even when partially visible. Third is the it should be able to recognize patterns which are familiar. And the fourth one, that is the pattern should be recognized from different angles and shapes. So that's how we are getting idea about the pattern recognition. We are not going very deep with the pattern recognition topic because I want to just describe what is the meaning of pattern recognition. So that's how this module is ended over here. Thank you guys for learning machine learning with Python.